Is it recording? Ah, no.
It says it is.
But it
It
didn't
has
say
a
it,
cloud, but
it
it.
didn't
Uh-huh.
prompt the you're now recording. Ah, Zoom took it out. Okay. Okay, everyone. How do you feel? How are you doing? And maybe you can already start to share what you remember the most from our strategy day. If you have thoughts on it, and then we'll also fill in Winnie. Um, Better after, but just like a as a sneak peek. Yeah, how was it? Who wants to start? Go for it.
I'll go. How do I feel in this present moment? Very cold. It's freezing here. It's winter. Don't like the cold. But I do miss everyone too. Like we call it heart sore. Like we very much so miss everyone, and it's good to see some of us here today. And yeah, was there a second question? Como este?
What you um remember or what you're excited about for the campaign?
Oh, yes, I think it's just like the vision that we have together because again, going to that panel that we went to for Mitzi, it was like for me, you can tell like yes, research and like that the work that they put in is so important, but you can just tell like what reaches people and what won't. And I feel like the way that like we constantly have been talking about it with everyone on the trip like, oh my goodness, this is why they chose us. Because like everyone just works so well together. And I feel like together we can and have created great conversations and stories. And so I think the one thing that I'm looking forward to is the fact that we get to do what we were doing in Santa Marta, but together for this campaign because I'm just really excited on what that will look like and like showcasing everyone's strengths because you we really got to see it firsthand there in Colombia. So yeah, I'm just really excited on what life the campaign will take. I'm really excited to see everyone hone in on their strengths and just shine. Mm.
Call someone else.
Evie.
Okay, I think I'm gonna use the interpretation, so I'll be speaking Spanish. Pero lo que quería decir es que antes de ir al viaje como que me sentía un poquito como sobrecargado respecto a como que todo como se ha estado dando acá últimamente en toda esta transición de mi nuevo empleo y como que este nuevo espacio en el que no tengo familiares o que no tengo una comunidad tan sólida como la que tenía en casa o en la capital. Entonces como que fue como volverme a sentir en comunidad luego de muchos meses de estar sintiéndome como tan solo acá y como que siento que mientras estaba allá, además de disfrutarlo, también tenía el miedo de cómo iba a ser cuando volviera a casa. Y fue increíble porque fue como llegar a casa y luego estar con mi familia y luego que ellos se fueron, fue como que sentir como que esa satisfacción de saber que ahora no solo tengo una comunidad acá en República Dominicana, sino a nivel global, con la que me siento como en familia. Y pues sí, estoy demasiado agradecido con todos ustedes por crear como un pedacito de casa en cada uno de sus corazones. Y pues nada, como que les quiero muchísimo, les extraño, me siento muy empoderado por ustedes y que sepan que muchas de las luchas que se están dando acá en República Dominicana pues tienen su nombre y tienen sus territorios acá.
Um, Call someone, Evie.
Quiero escuchar a Adri.
I am cracking up at the profile picture of the Tyrians for climate account because it's TJ and Rowena and I think Shannon too. It's so funny. I think I have a clue of who did this, but I don't wanna like turn them under the bus because we've been pulling the Tyrion narrative for a long time. And they finally listened to us. Yes. That one I was like, what the hell? Um I'm good. I'm excited to see everyone. I didn't realize how much I missed everyone. I came back home to the Mexican camp, for the ecofeminist camp. It was really good. I learned a lot about campaigning in Mexico and in general, and they taught us how to appeal to emotion to people. So good learnings from the campaign. Um, and then after that, I just came home, and I'm gonna be home in Mexico for like, I hope a couple weeks. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. And I'll pass it over to Kenda before she leaves. Oh my God, TJ joined as a Tyrion.
Moo.
For context, Waniki, they blocked a coal port, but they had like animal masks, and then it was this thing in Latin America, Therians, which are apparently next to furries in the spectrum, is how it's been explained to me. People who identify as animals, and now there's this whole Therians for climate thing. Kenda had to go on her bus. You didn't see TJ, but she was just at the airport. She just arrived home, so. But maybe Waniki, how are you feeling? How was the last week for you? Are you excited about what you've seen in the messages in the campaign? Although it's not been very comprehensive, but maybe you already have thoughts.
Thank you. Um, that's really funny about the Instagram that they're using like your photos to push the agenda. Um, but I'm good. I'm tired. It's 6 a.m. and I'm in beautiful cold Adelaide at the moment, down south. Uh, but yeah, I the FOMO was real, but it looked like such a beautiful time, and I just feel so happy and inspired. Just seeing everyone have a beautiful time. Um, Beautiful seeing the culture, the joy, the dancing. Um, and yeah, it is yeah, just inspiring to see what's next and to learn more of what's to come. And it was so interesting when I arrived in the airport. Uh, I walked like in Adelaide when you arrive in the domestic airport, there's always like these photos that are there as you like walk up um of the plane. And this is a new one. There's a huge Navy ship and Americans. The Defense State. So I've never seen that before here. I always, like usually we have like a nice image or like nature or whatever. That's the first time I've seen that, the Defense State. So I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, so looking forward to hearing um yeah what we've dreamed up together and what's next. And lovely to connect. Yeah, connect with you all. And yeah, I just love the energy that's come after the Colombia trip. Um, because yeah, joy is so important amongst um all the powers and things that we're fighting against. So yeah, that's me. I'll pass to TJ.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien? Sí. Sorry, guys. I'm an English speaker. I hope everyone's well. I literally set an alarm for this and I slipped right through it and I was like, no way am I going to miss this because I miss everyone too. Um, but I feel well. It's very I was trying to look for the Spanish word for cold because I was like caliente is like hot and it was bloody hot in Colombia and now I'm freezing here in Frio. Frio? I'm freezing here in Brisbane. It's like 11 degrees and I don't know, I can't have no right to complain because this is what happens when you complain about the weather. The weather turns around and tells you to shut up. Anyways, I'm feeling very well. I low-key still miss everyone, and wish that we were still in Colombia for like a bit more. Maybe Wanaki and Angel could have joined us the week after. Um, but yes, I'm feeling energized and excited to get our campaign on the move. Um, with the hope that maybe we might see each other again. We will see each other again, me personally, but I hope we get to see each other again as a squad. But you know, who knows what's on the cards. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling great right now. I think I literally came from a party last night, so I'm on some different kind of vibe at the moment. Oh, Cello was fantastic. Shout out to our girl Amber, who is not on here. Um, but Cello was awesome. Um, and yeah, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. I shall pass it to I came in late, so I don't know who I'm passing it to, but I pass it to the universe and hopefully the universe answers back.
Rowena, Shananine,
I
Her,
can
the
try.
universe did
I don't know if
answer.
you.
Thank you, Mitzi. I pass it to Shannonine.
Yeah, I can try. I don't know if you can hear me well. See? Is that a yes? Okay. Okay, so I am feeling maybe also like missing you, like also processing what is like what has happened, like what we did, what it means. I think yeah, also because I was like away like sometime, I'm like trying again to like focus on what is happening here in the territory, on like building our campaign as well, to bridging it together. But yeah, exciting things are coming as well. So and yeah, also like in the movement, like there was recently a win in Yucatan that some defenders that we know from like the struggle have finally like closed down a factory farm in Santa Maria Chip. So it's been very inspiring for us, and like also that this can happen. So yeah, we're like having talks with them and like thinking that it can be possible here, like all these farms, like just that they go away. So yeah, so we're also like envisioning like what that means for us. And yeah, learning as well. So yeah, I think it's very cool to like have, as Evaristo said, like that, knowing that there is that support that if we need it, like there's gonna be like a response to support what we're doing here.
I think it's Rowena and then me and Adriana.
So I pass it to Rowena.
Thank you, Shannonine. Hi everyone. It's cold. And it's very early, but what's the word? How I'm feeling. I can't believe that it was like less than a week ago we're all together. Like it feels like it's been forever, but also it feels like we've known each other forever. And I also feel like I wish Waniki was there. Even just hearing that little bit from Waniki, I was like, ugh, like it would have been awesome. But also you were there in spirit, you and Angel, we kept you in all of our conversations and thoughts. Um, so yeah, keen to share back with everyone. I'm still very jet lagged. I went back to work, but like every day at like 2 o'clock, I'm like out. I need a limonada. But Yeah, so feeling a bit all over the place, but I think mainly the takeaway from Colombia is just I was actually texting people during just saying I think being locked into certain contexts for a while, like I haven't been long in the Adelaide climate space, but I feel like the difference between that and our international group is like so massive, and it speaks to a certain truth that I don't get to sort of speak to a lot here, or I'm like always fighting to speak to that truth here. Like it takes forever to be like, hey, military and climate, that's connected. And then we sat together for like a day and drew all the conclusions that we already knew. And I feel like that's really like empowering and exciting to like basically come home and be like, we're targeting the military. Like, is that all? Like that kind of that gap that I've been seeing, I guess, in the kinds of conversations that I've been uh forced to sit in, I guess, or I guess my responsibility to sit in. Um, it's just really good to see. And with what Waniki mentioned about the like ongoing, they're getting a bit more open, I guess, about the militarization of this state, South Australia. Um, I'm just like really, I can see where this is going, and I'm really eager to follow it with people who I like so much, like people who I love so much. So that's a blessing. So that's how I'm feeling. And I throw it to the universe. I think it's Mitzi now.
Me. No, I miss everyone a lot. I'm also a bit sick. I think did I say this already? So I'm a bit slow. But I'm very happy and very excited. And I think we said this, or maybe Adriana and I said this to each other, but we were thinking like there is money to support the campaign stuff. It's not enough to bring us all in one place, sadly. That's something we'll have to plan for longer. But I think the so-called Australia-based folks are quite close to each other. We realized that when we were booking your flights. So maybe a meetup for amongst you guys could be possible. Like we have to check. And yeah, thank you. My mom is gonna get surgery next week or something. Um, but hopefully she's a bit upset because the insurance isn't gonna cover it. But we'll figure it out. And it's not a non-invasive surgery. Like they don't have to open her up, so that's good. It's like a gallbladder stone thing. So which is really good. And then my partner's mom is a doctor, and she was telling me it's pretty good now these days, and it should be okay. Oh, let's see. Maybe it's okay. We're trying to see if the insurance should cover it, but we're not, yeah, you know how they try to get out of it and stuff. But we'll see how much it is in the end. Um, but yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And very excited to be here. And yeah, if it would be great if Waniki and Rowena you could meet up if the schedules match. Because sometimes it's easier to catch up in person, like all the stuff, or Maleka and Waniki and Angel, whoever is closer to each other and easier. Or maybe you'll actually just meet. Um, cute. Oh, that's cute. You can already have a mini meetup. Um, perfect. Uh, okay. Adriana, do you want to do the next slide? Yay.
Next slide. So I mean, the objective for today is just to see each other again and to just touch base, especially for Juaniki and the people watching on the recording, hopefully. Like what did we decided in Santa Marta? I hope this is all we decided. And the things are well written. If not, any you have any questions or like concerns or like you remember something else, there will be space for it to be mentioned. But yeah, I think we've chose our final topic, and it was resist U.S. war and oppression, and a direct target being the U.S. military. Eh, and now I'm doing this a lot. Like, and everyone, my mom is like, "What is this?" And I'm like. But yeah, if someone remembers anything that we mentioned and you want to bring it up, please, please, please do, because I mean, I have the notes and I took the notes, but they are a little bit all over the place. But if you want to go ahead, I'll give you the space, and if not, we can go with the next slides. Okay, I'll take that as the universe letting me know. I remember we chose like a where we semi chose a slogan. And it was stolen resources. We added the stolen energy part, but we can change it. Stolen land and stolen lives. And we also said something about taking back, taking over. And this was when the gecko started to make sounds. So I put a gecko on it. And then we said something about the only base is sovereign space and just peace. These were like some of the main taglines that people were saying when we were in the ground. So at least we have something to work on. And then, we said something about having different hubs of action or something like that that will come together on like a central global one. I hope this worm is explaining enough. I took inspiration from the one Mitzi made in her notes, but it's here. And then, yeah, the main objective of the campaign will be the US military. And I think, I don't know, Mitzi, if you remember, but we said we were like maybe the Australia Pacific Force will have like a specific focus, and then the Latin American one will have a focus on critical minerals, maybe. Yeah.
And then I think with the Australia Pacific folks, you can also bring in the nuclear stuff quite easily. So you can really shape it to what your community. And then I think there's also, maybe it's later, but like the tactics might be different. Like in Latin America, it might already be doing, I don't know, because if the militarization stuff is quite obvious, then it can already be doing like more external, like more outward facing stuff. And then I think you guys explained how a lot of your folks are ending up becoming military people because this is what they're the opportunities that they have. So it's more internal and more explaining within the community first. So it both work, I think. So the tactics will look very different per country, per community. And maybe some of us, like I think, I don't know, I don't want to speak for Kenda, but maybe Kenda's will be more in person, like more online engagement, for example. So it'll be different how it looks on the ground. But the thing that ties us together is the slogan, the narrative. Yeah.
And then, yes, we said these are the APs that I had. So one was to get the thing Mitzi was saying about the regional check-in and the defining of the target. And then we said about forming a research subgroup, especially to map like the connections, the industries between industries and the military, like the funding, the training, and basically to figure out how everything is linked, but also to figure out and find information from like existing reports like the ones we saw in the session of with Wilf, that can support our campaign narrative and everything. I don't know if someone already was interested in this subgroup. And I know Mitzi also already made like a subgroup for opportunities. So we will also try to activate that one as long as this
Sorry, the
one.
opportunities one is for funding specifically, not necessarily connected to the campaign because people kept asking for it. But thank you, I forgot to explain it. But we should do one for the research, like all the resources, all the info, all the webinars. I don't know how, yeah, we can talk about how you guys want, because I don't want to put everything in the chat because there's a lot. So yeah, how we want to organize that so it's also not overwhelming.
Good to know. I found funding opportunities today, so I'll send them. uh, and then we would do some outreach to existing groups, and then some of the other to-dos that were also there were security risk and assessments. And then we also said about having working goals for people to come work together and just gossip while working or just being there in the call. And then finally, like the checking with your groups and communities to decide if this is something you want to do. If you haven't done But it sounds like everyone is excited, so I guess that's a yes. And yes, is this all the info? If everyone remembers anything, or Mitz, if you want to say anything, um, please do. And then we have a timeline. Oh my God, your hat, TJ. So cute.
I think one of the first things we could do is setting up this call that you also went to Adriana with the International Peace Bureau because they're peace people trying to get into climate. And I think we more or less have a good connections with all the climate people doing peace. But it's good to get in contact with the peace people doing climate so we can start taking over their space. Not taking over, but yes, taking over. Basically, like, because as you guys saw, there's so much research, but there's no people, I think, like no actual grassroots groups doing stuff, which is really sad. And I think there's a lot of groups that are doing it, but aren't necessarily doing it together. So like, how do we bring that? Yeah. And like we can start to brainstorm. Is what we do a convening where we just bring people together online? I don't know. I don't really like the idea of bringing people online, but like bringing people in the same space together and then seeing what comes from that. Or is it something else? This is what I remember. I think the mapping, you mentioned the mapping. Shananin? Yeah. I thought Shananin unmuted. No, it's okay. Um, is there any also because we still want to offer these trainings for you guys? Has it been helpful? Is there any specific recordings and trainings that you want more now that we're starting to build this campaign? I think there's one on the mapping, which Shananin, was it you who you said there was or like you have people in your collective that I love whales. Someone told us while we were in Colombia that whales are the memory keepers of people. And I had a dream about this at one point too, where I was like, the whales were just reminding me to remember how to live. And that people forget, that we tend to forget. That's why we go so fast. Sorry. Anyway, was it true, Shananin? Is it your collective that has someone who knows how to do the mapping stuff? Someone said this.
No, I said that in my the organization that I work some hours for, they like the Top Financing Factory Farming Coalition. They have
Ah,
like a tracker, like investments tracker. That there is a member of the coalition that is called International Accountability Project, and they do those kind of things like mapping, like tracking flows of investment to extractive industries.
yeah, I think we can you give us their contact, Shananin, and then we can ask them to make a video on how they do it, like a little workshop. Or maybe we'll talk to them. Maybe it's better if it's in person. And because it's the same time zone for you guys, it's okay. We can get them to do it live. And then we can also have the videos from the Global North folks, Adriana. Um,
See, see, see. Yeah, I can share their contact.
Thank you. Are there any other things that we need? Um, for example, what we had lined up for the next supposedly were about like communications and like more information again about the militarization and campaign. But I'm realizing we have enough of this now. So another training that we were going to do um, uh, yeah, the goals, the demands. Yeah, something. But I don't know. Do we need a training? Maybe we could dedicate the next call on the 22nd of May to figure out our final top three demands. maybe. And then so the homework would be to come to your communities before that, to double check also. Because we have some stuff, right? We've written quite a lot of things um, from the paper that we sent. So checking also. Yeah, come regionally as well. Aw, we can say happy birthday to you in the next call. Cute. Oh, there's a cat. Um, uh, I got distracted by the cat. The one of the trainings that we were going to look for was also on like coalition building and alliance building and identifying key allies. But I'm not sure. Like we wanted to check maybe this is something you already know, or one of you already knows, and you could be the one that gives the training. Because we would love that. We would love like in our last fellowship, Grace and Elia did a divestment campaigning training for us, for example.
I'll move to the calendar. Maybe that's where we can define. So the fellowship ends in September. Boo. But we still have like May, June, July, and August, and a little bit of September if time allows. So maybe we can start defining what we want to achieve within those 4 months that we have. But I don't know if people maybe May can be the month where we define our regional focuses and everything. And I think just having a good sense of when will we launch, what do we need by when, and that could be good. So I don't know if anyone has any idea of how this could work.
Hi, Kenda. We're just shouting out ideas on what to do in the next month. Maybe everyone just goes in a circle. I will start with May, so I'm cheating. I will say May, we have the goals and what Adriana said, which was the regional targets, like, or regional plans, maybe, like what you guys will be doing, um, and like the overall goals. Oh, I call on Evaristo.
Hey, so do you want me to say what we're gonna do in May?
Or June or July or
Okay,
something, and then we choose a month.
okay. So also I was thinking maybe to June, maybe to work with the June is the ocean month, so I was thinking maybe to work a little bit about it. Maybe we were talking about whales, so maybe we can do something about it. I don't know. I would love that.
Yes, Okenda already said the mapping. Yeah, we can also put the mapping in June.
Yes, also that.
Wait, but won't we need to do it in May? So, or do we start it in June?
Maybe we
I have
started in, sorry, who was speaking? Did someone speak? Ah, I heard a voice. No, after Adriana. Maybe like end of May, first week of June, just to make it a bit realistic. The mapping, so it's like more in between the, yeah. So maybe at the beginning of June, we should be done with the mapping. Also, because some of the maps exist, like this is something we need to remember so we don't start from scratch. Like quite a few groups have mapped stuff, so it's more choosing the stuff on the map for us. Yeah. Okay. Evarista, call someone.
Okay. So, okay, I'm back. Okay, so I want to call Rowena.
I was just looking at dates, like to try and think of what's happening, what's away in. I don't know if I have anything top of mind at the moment, so I might pass it forward and then come back. Uh, I will pass to Emily. Thanks, sis. I think by June we should, like in the middle of June, we should have a clear idea when to like what because we'll finish with the mapping. So Shannon talked about the support networks. I feel like we should be able to tell who we'd lean on or network with, who is already doing this work. Um and then like before then, because I feel like that's something we can do in May as well, is that really lean into what's already being done and then find like what we think they could do better. So that could be a part of like the mapping as well. Because I know like we can do a lot of things better. And yeah, maybe it's a stretch, but I feel like with with our brains and like how deadly we are, I feel like by the end of June we should have like our campaign sorted. Maybe that's like a lot, but I feel like the vision, our goals, and like the essence of it would be sorted by June to launch, like even the first week of July, because we'll have the people, like we'll have the base of one, um, already looking at movements that have been started elsewhere and what they've been doing and what we could do better, and then in the June month we're already connecting with people in those spaces, and so that would lead us to properly launch in July. And I really love the idea of doing something with the ocean because a lot of bases too, like again, based in the Pacific Ocean, but they also have a lot of pollution, like polluters, um, pollution from those bases as well. So yeah, because I'm just thinking about radiation, I'm thinking about oil, I'm thinking about just the amount of pollution that's produced from the process of even going to those islands and calling them US bases. I also feel like it would be so cool because we talked about it, but I don't know if anyone expanded on it. Um, if there's a potential to actually create a map of every single US base in the Pacific and be like, this base produces this much uh emissions. Because a lot of people they don't see the physical like bases or where they are in the Pacific. And once you're able to see it, a lot of people are like, oh my goodness, it's actually a land grab. Like that's what US bases are too. They're land grabs as well. So yeah, I'm super keen and excited. I really do think that we could have everything done in June, even in the middle of June. But also that's just me being like, everyone's so cool and we're so talented and we all have the capacity and time. But also if we don't have the capacity and time, I think we could have it all done for the first week of July. Yeah. I'll pass it
And
on to TJ.
I think everyone said what I wanted to say. But I think I was gonna say I think like July sounds like a launch. Because I think if we it would be ideal to like launch our campaign officially and then how it ties and then like its connections with our personal not personal, our own groups and whatnot. Just because yeah, we can't do all this work and again then it goes unseen and then people take our resources. Well the community can take our resources, but not the other people. And so yeah. Because then I think it'll be something that our individual groups can also aim for to kind of do like a joint launch as well. And then also how it ties to our own connections. Anyways, that's all I have to give. I shall pass it to Kenda.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. It's very loud. I'm in the bus. Okay, maybe it's good enough. So yeah, still on my way back from the airport, and one of the things that I was just thinking about that we got our first grant acceptance 2 days ago, alhamdulillah, finally, and we're gonna mostly do a project like related to water, provided perhaps either building central wells from scratch and helping with the infrastructure, or we're gonna most likely be like rehabilitatizing already existing wells. That depends on the situation. I was thinking maybe we can also connect it with the campaign that we're doing in a sense that we're talking a lot about the organization of water, like essential needs for life, by military, obviously by the IDF. So that is one of the things that we can talk about and perhaps relate. Now, this is just an idea for now. I will need to sit down in the next 2 days just to map out everything I'm thinking of, and maybe I can send it in the group. And I would love a lot of your input, you guys. And if I have any idea, I'll send now on the chat. Because I'm thinking like as you're talking. I don't know who talked and who didn't. So whoever didn't talk, please you can go ahead.
Waniki, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want to.
Thank you. I think just my own reflections or thoughts. Just keen to know like our regional group, like where we're aligning, how we can connect together, work together. And would be cool if we could meet up in Oz. Especially with Angel too, if that's possible somewhere in there. That would be really special. But yeah, really love to see how we can amplify things happening in the Pacific and in Oz together.
I think with what Mileko was saying with the map of the globe exists. So we can like create one that's zoomed into the Pacific. I don't know if we'll be able to find the emissions per base because they're so secretive about it. But we can probably find the impacts of per base, like the health impacts. Yeah, Malika.
I just thought of like, because one of the things that we always talk about in the art world and like, not reparations, but like Black Follow art is that when we like it just popped in my mind when we create maps like that, we can have a countdown so it wouldn't necessarily be a countdown, but it would be a big like number that would sit in the middle of that map that would add numbers. So if we don't have specific numbers for every base, we can just like work it out, what collectively it would be emitting, and that number would be rising. So that could be like a living art piece or like artwork that would be a part of the campaign too, because I think it would be so like in your face. So you're already seeing all these bases, but you're already seeing like this big red block of numbers where it's just like it's huge, and you're trying to understand like, wow, this is the contributions that these bases have.
Yay. And about the CJS Australia folks meetup, let us know if there's like if you're already gonna be there, that's great. We can probably cover a dinner. I have to do numbers. But we can probably cover something to support that. But I have to check. If you haven't sent the invoices we've asked, please send them so we can finish the numbers. I also really like what Kenda's saying in the chat. So we could also have more and more like video stories, like interviews, because if Kenda's already going to be doing interviews, I think this is something that we can also do as part. And Kenda, we'll ask the 350, maybe we can keep collabing even your interviews um, for your project with them to help boost if you want them. You don't have to, but it's there if we can ask for you if you want. Um, Yay. And then I think everyone has spoken. Rowena, did you want to add something? You don't have to. It's very early. It's very cold.
No, I think Mele was brought it up too about like that kind of ongoing art piece as well. I'm mainly looking at I guess just making sure that everything we do gets published eventually, like how it's going to form, like what it's going to form, videos, reports, like the various things that I might need in my context would be like videos would work very well with my grassroots stuff, but then reports work really well if I'm doing like if I'm trying to plug into the other sort of regional higher level stuff. So yeah, just thinking of that. Also, TJ mentioned that my work is doing a racism conference in June in Melbourne. So like definitely we'll bring this into that. And that's kind of why I'm keen to know everyone's organizations as well. Because anytime I'm doing NGO stuff, I want to like plug in all these orgs as well, being like, I know someone cool from this and that and that. So I did mention if everyone's cool, I might try and make like a table, if we don't have one, just with like everyone's orgs. Yeah,
We have the
just
one on the website, but that's just what you guys sent to us. And then meeting you all, we're realizing you have a lot more than what you told us. So
yeah. Not even like orgs, like communities that we represent,
yeah,
because I think I'll be
exactly.
able to like I learned Aymara, but there's so many other like groups that I want to remember the names of.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely. Yes, please, please start a table. Um,
you are a
nice.
garden.
Yeah, Malika on the website is still a garden, like on the picture. It doesn't
So
have a
Tiffany
picture.
is the universe, Mel is the garden.
Um, oh, also we need to change someone's bio, Malika's bio, I think. We don't have Malika's bio either. Eh, I was thinking we should set up a call, like more concretely on the people we want to work with. We should call with Angry properly later. Um, and then we should call with Climate Propagandist, who is this youth group that does a lot of social media stuff on militarization. Um, who else? The International Peace Bureau people. I think WILPF people. We should just like do a call. Like we should just do a bunch of calls with these people. Once we have something to tell them, or yeah, we'll figure it out. But um, yeah, we'll starting to map all the networks. Maybe part of the mapping that we do this May is not just the targets, but also our networks, like who we want to tap out. I can imagine like a little onion, not an onion, but like a family tree from the top. How do you see this? Like a I need to be able to draw, guys. Like a I'm sure you know what I mean. Um, uh, okay. Um, uh, I think this is it. Or do people have more? I think this. How do you feel, Adrian? I'm happy that August is a bit blank because we'll need some time to do whatever we're doing in September. Um, Maybe it'll come to us. But some action points I wrote down from everyone talking before the next call is working groups, regional chats or calls, check in with the community. And Adriana was saying in the chat who wants to be part of the research group. Malika, I think Amber also volunteered before. Um, yeah. That's the one that will map. And you're not the only ones who will map. You should ask everyone else to give you the stuff they know, and then it's just more compiling. Um, Yay! Okay. Our next call is on the 22nd. Shannon. Also Adriana. So Shannon, Malika, I think Amber volunteered in person. Or was already doing some stuff, something like this. Someone also asked me to send me their thing because they had a research. I need to remember who this is. That's the end of our call, actually. We're a bit over time, sorry. But thank you. We will do you already have a regional chat with all the regional folks? But I guess it was Australia Pacific. We have to figure out how that works. Were Waniki and Angel in the Australia Pacific chats? In WhatsApp? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then you have a LATAM one, no? Maybe I'll make a global one with me, Kenda and who is it? And Victoria. Yeah. Okay. Yay. Thank you, everyone. See you on our next call on the 22nd of May. Don't forget your homework. Homework. I don't like using this word. Tasks. It was really nice to see you all, and thank you for waking up so early. And when you have your regional calls, obviously you can do it at a time that's not deadly. Yeah. Bye. Miss you all. And send pictures when you guys meet up. The four of you. Five.
Everyone.
Sorry, Kenda. We recorded, but it was just catching up on